Afford to buy his daughter a Christmas gift, the snow sculptor decided to carve her one by hand. But that very night, just as the snow sculpture was unveiled before his daughter, the sky suddenly opened up and heavy snow began to fall.
What happened?
I was hoping you could tell me.
I didn't do it.
Maybe it was a storm.
It blew it over?
He tried to comfort his disappointed daughter, then quickly ran back to his worksite to pick out another block of ice. Meanwhile, his daughter noticed a line of footprints in the snow. Curious, she followed them deep into the forest. Before long, a stunning figure appeared ahead. The woman was dressed in an elegant gown, wearing a crown, and her face looked strikingly similar to the snow sculpture from the night before. When asked who she was, the woman said she couldn't remember her name, nor did she know how she ended up there. Being young and full of imagination, Annie immediately thought of magic. Seeing the woman's unusual appearance, she guessed that this might actually be the snow sculpture that had mysteriously collapsed the night before. So she brought the woman home and offered her a cup of hot cocoa. When she realized the woman had nowhere to go, Annie decided to give her a name, Lisa. Then she rushed outside to stop her father. She told him she had a friend who needed a place to stay. At first, Jack thought it was just one of Annie's school friends. But when he saw the graceful woman standing behind her, his expression changed. Despite her beauty, he didn't lower his guard. After all, what kind of grown woman just shows up out of nowhere and suddenly wants to stay with his daughter? Before he could ask too many questions, Annie jumped in with an explanation. She said Lisa was her school's new art teacher, and since art wasn't a core subject, she didn't have many classes. So it made sense that her father had never met her. This is all really out of the blue. Are you sure? Guiding his daughter to her room, he reminded her that he still had to work, and she often stayed home alone. He didn't want to take any risks, so he decided that the stranger would have to leave. Even then, Annie didn't tell her father her wild suspicion, that Lisa might somehow be the snow sculpture brought to life. It sounded too impossible, and she knew her practical father would never believe it. Even if she told him the truth, the outcome would likely be the same. A mysterious adult appearing out of thin air would only make him more suspicious. Just after comforting his daughter, Jack suddenly realized something.
Did she forget her coat?
She doesn't have a coat.
Are you sure? Maybe she left it in her car.
She doesn't have a car.
Did she get dropped off by a cab or something?
Jack fell silent, staring out the window. After a brief hesitation, he stepped outside and called out to Lisa before she could leave. In the end, Annie got her wish. Lisa stayed with them. Jack wasn't unwilling to help. He just felt responsible as a single father to protect his daughter. Once they got Lisa settled in, both Jack and Annie realized they had a new problem. There weren't any suitable clothes for her in the house. Since there hadn't been an adult woman in the family for years, they simply didn't have anything she could wear. Knowing money was tight, Jack was about to offer her one of his old shirts, but Annie rushed ahead of him and handed Lisa all the pocket money she had been saving since childhood. On their way to town, Jack remembered they needed to pick up a few supplies, so he sent Annie and Lisa to the clothing store together. As they talked, Lisa learned about their financial struggles, the overdue bills, the letters from the bank, and the quiet determination Jack carried for his daughter's sake. She didn't fully understand what money meant, but she could feel the hardship behind their smiles. In the days that followed, that small, cold house slowly began to fill with warmth and laughter, all because of Lisa's unexpected arrival.